Hello everyone and welcome to Game Over. We have another Heart of the Swarm match for you. This is going to be our blue Protoss player. It is WhiteRa. Spawning bottom right position. It is our red Zerg. It is LiquidTLO. I am Dark and with me is Cantro and you are watching Game Over TV. So we have another exciting matchup here for you. It is Heart of the Swarm again. It is going to be great. Loving to see this. WhiteRa, special tactics, LiquidTLO, scarf power. Sometimes he has a beard power as well. I don't know what he's got right now, though.
He's got I'm in Europe power.
He's bringing it then.
I'm interested to see what happens on this map. This is a fairly large map, a lot of expansions. Kind of like people have said, it's kind of like Shakura's Chateau, where the middle of the map right here can be split half and half. But proxies and stuff on this map are really good as well. Interested to see what WhiteRa does. He's been really doing a lot of different styles lately.
Getting familiar with Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, in a recent interview, WhiteRa said he's really liking Heart of the Swarm because of the options Protoss have. You have an air army, you have a non-air army, you have a robotic army. Like, you have options to defend against stuff. And right there, you're seeing TLO. He's just checking for any kind of proxies, 2 gates or anything like that. Pretty good on this map, especially because most Zerg players, as you see, TLO scout it straight across. So things that are like a pylon here and then 2 gates, he wouldn't see with his first Overlord. And TLO being very bold and dropping the 15 hatch, which is like the most unstandard thing. But he does have this. He didn't send his second Overlord out, so he is able to watch for pylons and cannon. But you see WhiteRa is just going to throw down the 15 Nexus. Yeah. So, yeah, he's kind of just what you're doing here is WhiteRa just keeping this probe back here just to be like, I might have a cannon or I might have a forge. You don't know that.
You're gonna have to pay attention.
So, and where WhiteRa is actually throwing down the gateway first, which is kind of interesting. You know WhiteRa, he never does anything standard. Usually you go for the forge, but WhiteRa being bold, throwing down the gateway first, it's actually pretty good in Heart of the Swarm to actually shoot because of the mothership core and stuff. You're able to get those units out and a lot faster. So right now we're seeing TLO. He's dropping the third. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Hatchery. Spawning pool just finishing up for TLO, and kind of interesting. He hasn't actually built any Zerglings yet, so you know, this Overlord has saw that he is now just getting the forge, so he doesn't really need to build a lot of lings or any lings at all, really. But he is building 2, probably just for scouting purposes as well. And you should be seeing WhiteRa throw down the Cybernetic core here fairly soon.
Momentarily.
He's got double gas up, so should be coming up, and there it is now. And he's gonna have to block this little spot here, but there's a pretty neat wall by WhiteRa.
There is a hole though there, that you see with the probe.
I think he's gonna fill that with a pylon probably. Yeah. So kind of interesting because of the way it sits. Like usually you put all these together and then have the hole somewhere up here. So he's got it right down up the middle, so that's kind of interesting.
Hasn't built any units.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because he dropped the gateway first, but it took so long to get the Cybernetic core that it actually the time it took to do that, it doesn't actually make a difference. But he should, and with him started, like he is literally playing with no units.
He is brave.
Yeah, this is very bold. And but TLO on the other side is just literally just now taking 1 gas, is just building drones, and has 4 queens. And you see that he's actually building another one right now. You're seeing that a lot in Heart of the Swarm right now. There's a lot of queens being built in this matchup due to the nature of Protoss going a lot of air units, and because oracles and things like that are very common and fairly good. Like early game, especially against Zerg. First Stalker coming out for WhiteRa. Gonna probably just try and take the tower and get some map present. And we're actually seeing an Oracle being constructed right now. So obviously gonna go for some Oracle harass here. Oracles, as you may or may not know, are super good against things against the ground, especially early on. They're I don't know, what is it called? I don't know what that's called. Well, it is Pulse something.
Pulsar beam.
Yeah, Pulsar Beam is really good. It has other abilities, both of which are actually really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Protoss use them in the future. One is for detection, and one is for, I think it's called Envision, which you cast it on an opponent's unit, and you're able to grant vision of it for a whole minute. So it's kind of neat. You're able to see where your opponent is for a whole minute. But still, WhiteRa not only has these 3 Starcraft and 2 Oracles now, and he's taking a 3rd.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
TLO went with a Roach Warren.
Yep, he went for the Roach Warren, given Roach
Plus one.
I don't know, did TLO see that? Yeah, the Stargate. I don't think he saw the Oracles, but he has started spores somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah. So he seems to be like okay. He's got a good number of queens. He's got some spores in some places, so he should be okay against this kind of harass if WhiteRa goes for it. I'm kind of interested to see. He's just had the Oracle just kind of sit here now. I guess he's waiting for the good number of Oracle is usually 3. They're able to an Oracle. I think 1-on-1 will take down a queen. Or no, I think 2 Oracles. I don't think they can take down 1 by themselves, but still. I feel it's kind of late to send these in now. He's not actually probably going to get much done. Seeing TLO throw down a 4th hatchery behind this, and you're seeing WhiteRa go into borders and getting +1 airship weapon, so it looks like he might actually go for some sort of air build. And Oracle's going in, gets melted. Trying just to pull them. Not going to fight the queen, he's just going to run away. TLO does have the Hydra getting started, so he is able to begin construction Hydras. Just kind of pulled all his drones. And
yeah, well,
I'm wondering why he didn't have a spore there.
like in this mineral field, yeah.
And WhiteRa could have actually gone for that hatchery there. Kind of, I wonder why. I guess maybe saving the energy on the Oracles for something else later on. But he could have actually probably killed this hatchery. There's a matter of time the queens would have had to get across here to get to that little piece of creep. Would have been a little while.
Would have been too late.
Gravicon catapults being started. So it looks like we're having carriers being built by WhiteRa now. So it's definitely going to be some kind of air composition. He's literally using these Oracles just to keep
containment.
Yeah, he's keeping TLO in his base. Losing 1 Oracle, almost lost a second there.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Once these Hydras are out and they're on creep, they're pretty much going to keep this place defended. There's not much you can do. The Oracles are fairly weak, so they do not have a lot of stand power with Pulsar Beam later on in the game. It's really good early on and sniping off like extractors and stuff, but you need to use their other abilities later on in the game. And right now with WhiteRa's up 2 carriers, he's got a little bit of a supply block here, but he's got 2 more on the way, and using that Envision spell on his other Oracle to be able to kill the creep tumors. Now that's kind of cool. I really like really that. That's something like, okay, when you had Phoenix, once the harassment for the Phoenix, they were just a scout. Right now, you have these kind of units where they're still a threat. You know what I mean? Like they can still, like, this hatchery has no defense. They could still come here if TLO is attacking, or he knows TLO is at a position. Those Oracles can still actually do damage, and with them able to kill creep and stuff, that's really interesting too. TLO has now built a Viper. Nope, fight there, some Viper. Got 3. Using consume. Gathering some energy up on these Vipers. That's 4 problem. Yeah. So he's down to 1 Oracle. You know, did they pay for themselves? I think they did.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because he's actually been able to like literally just survive off the carrier. So I think that's a win-win for everybody, especially for WhiteRa. So Kilo's still just building Evo chambers and consuming them. I'm not sure what he's going to use these Vipers for against this competition. But But WhiteRa's actually about to have 4 more carriers. So I feel like the Hydras are good against, like, there. If he had attacked that army before those other 2 carriers were there, it's a lot more. There's a bigger chance of him actually doing really well and at least getting something for his units. But there, he literally traded almost 100 supply, or 80 supply for 3 carriers. Like,
yeah.
I'm not sure. Like, and those Vipers, they pulled them apart, but I don't think they losing that much. Like, they go something like that. And then you can go and like build you. Stuff is really going down. A lot of it is all the Hydras are taking that down. Stuff is broken by the planet blade and one cannon there, and then these queens are off the spot. And I really feel like TLO need to start a spire really fast here. Like, Hydras are really good against corruptors with that. Like, the corruptor actually has that ability, so that makes the unit die faster. That on carriers is really good, especially if you've got a large number of corruptors, because you're not going to be able to beat carriers with just Hydra. And it's only a matter of time. We've seen the Templar archives being thrown down. Just a matter of time before WhiteRa gets speed, or gets Storm. And then when you have Storm, like, Storm absolutely melts Hydra. Like, if you watched our previous video, you saw how bad Storm is against Hydras. And I feel like TLO is doing the same problem here.
He's going to walk into trap.
Yeah, WhiteRa's starting, and WhiteRa's actually already got 2, like, he's got +2 attack on his carriers, and he's getting +3 now, and he's still just building, like, just carriers. He's starting to kind of like, TLO's going into a little bit of WhiteRa, he's got this plan. WhiteRa right now is like the king of going air at this point, and if anyone can do it, it's going to be WhiteRa. And,
right now, the roaches here are just being pushed in, but Paris on the other front, you can see a Hydra. They're trying to he actually has supply blocking, but he didn't kill any of the army. Nexus are rebuildable, but that army for TLO, I don't feel he got enough bang for his buck. Yes, he did kill that base, but WhiteRa's already got this base still. He's got the Mothership Core rebuilt, and he's just building carriers. He's up to 10 carriers now. He's got more on the way, and like, he just has to get unsupply blocked, and he'll be able to reconstruct more. Look, right now, yes, he doesn't have a lot of minerals because he's spending a lot on. But look at, he's starting to build the Templars now. They're going to be able to get energy, get Storm. And then this composition, this kind of stuff, it doesn't work anymore. You need to tech switch. And I feel like Zerg players haven't found the right way to do it yet. Because Zerg in, like, say, Brood War, or even, like, in Wings of Liberty, they are very defensive against Protoss. And then, Spinecrawler Fortress into Broodlords. Right, and the last time we saw TLO play as Protoss, he did that, try to do like a Spore Crawler wall, and that didn't work out too well either. No.
I feel like oh my god, TLO is throwing down the GG right away.
Yeah.
Not a chance there. He just lost 50 supply to probably like 2 or 3 storms.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about, of that not working after a certain point in the game. WhiteRa taking it pretty convincingly with some really good showing, like, how to go air, and really showing that, like, 3 oracles really kept TLO in his base for a good, like, 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
And by that time, he actually had carriers, so...
The thing was, too, TLO was playing more passive. So where he may have put some earlier pressure on WhiteRa, it might have completely dismantled what WhiteRa did in this game.
Yeah.
But because TLO was playing passive, he went hatch first. He got his spawning pool a little bit later. Only made the 2 lings. He didn't have pressure on WhiteRa, so WhiteRa was able to just save his bank. He was like, oh, well, I'm going to wait.
I don't think at any point did TLO even get speed? Yeah, he did get speed, but
Yep.
like this base was able to go up pretty uncontested. And I feel like if you had to just build like 2 spores, because spores you don't actually need the Evo Chamber anymore to build. You build those at 2 bases, and then those Hydras become offensive units, and that base doesn't get up.
Yeah.
But needless to say, I think Zerg just need to find their new way of playing in Heart of the Swarm. I feel like it's a lot more aggressive base, and even in that Stefano versus Titan match a couple days ago, or maybe, yeah, a couple days ago, we saw that, you know, yes, he did some cheeses, he did some early pressure, but that's what Zergers are going to have to learn to do. They're the aggressive race now, so they're going to have to learn to use it. Or Swarm hosts and other things. They need to learn how to use these new units.
Yeah.
But
So that was this game. Good showing from WhiteRa. Not a bad showing from TLO. It's just, you know, Zerg's going to have to learn the race. So we'll hopefully see some great results again from TLO this year. This has been Game Over TV. Be sure to hit subscribe on the button below. And thanks for tuning in, guys.